Watch this video and I'll be right back.
Percent sure why I'm being asked to share this story, but I'm guessing it's because somebody needs to hear it. When I was 16, I went into what I thought was going to be a normal day at biology class. And when I walked in, all the desks were arranged in a circle in the middle of the room. And the instructor, who had always been a really amazing, loving, kind instructor, was super militant, super scary, and just looked at us and said, "Sit down, shut up. You are not allowed to move, to speak at all, and anyone who does will immediately fail my class." And we were all stunned. I get like, just thinking about it, because I was a straight A student and grades were really important to me, and I was just like terrified. So we're all sitting there silently, nervous out of our minds. And in the middle of this circle that we were all sitting in, there was one desk. And on this desk was a bowl with a goldfish in it. And he looked at us and he took the goldfish and he put it on the desk and he walked out and he shut the door. And we all just looked at each other, just like, what do we do? You know, like, obviously it violated like everything inside of me to like watch this fish die. And also, I heard the instruction: if you speak, if you get up, if you move, you will automatically fail the class. And so we all sat there looking to each other to do something because we didn't want it to be us. And what was a very painful, it felt like an eternity, it was probably like 2.5 minutes later, Hannah B, got up and said, "Fuck this," and took the goldfish and put it back in the bowl. And when she did that, he came out and he looked at all of us and he said, "Look what the world has done to you. You've betrayed yourself. For what?" And I think about that lesson all the time, because I learned in that moment that I am never going to be that person ever again. That when I see something that is wrong, even if it's just me, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to do what's right. And I've done that over and over again in my life in very scary situations. But I'm sad for people who haven't learned that lesson, because there are so many things that are wrong that if you're too scared to make a difference, you won't make right.
Damn. What an experiment. I try to think about it like, if I was there, what would I have done? And you know, thinking about that from outside, not actually being in the experiment, I think most of us would say, yeah, we'd have got up and put the goldfish back in there and go cuss out the teacher. But is that reality? I feel like I would have done that. I feel like I would have done it and I would have cussed out the teacher. But would that have been my reality? I would hope that's what I would have done. What do you guys think? Man, something to think about. Thank you for sharing your story and enlightening my mind and making me think. I appreciate that. Remember, diversity equal power. We can change the world when we work together and protect Black women. Until next time.
Welcome to Knox Box, the box without limits, where we give you a 360 perspective and bring everything full circle. Okay, so I just want to add my little 2 cents to this whole thing. So, what would you do? Dun, 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 dun. All jokes aside, it aches my soul to see how docile we have become. And for what? For the sake of a system that will fall? For the sake of the almighty dollar that will crash? For the sake of fitting in? We keep feeding the system and going on the endless hamster wheel of life. And we have lost the connection to the Great Mother, to our souls, to love. And I'm going to actually make a video in the future regarding the Hopi prophecy. But I just want to give a quick explanation of, okay, so long story short, let's say whether you believe in Revelation, whether you believe in the prophecies and stuff. So the Hopi prophecy says that humanity has the opportunity to prevent the destruction of the fourth world if we return to nature, return to being in perpetual balance with all beings, with all things, and remember unconditional love and community. And if we just get back to the ways of our ancestors, we have a chance. And it's not to say, okay, so y'all know how everybody's like quick to protest if another melanated person gets killed. You know, there's a lot of outrage and everything. Their lives are definitely valuable. And I understand the outrage, and it's warranted for us to protest for that, right? But why are we not protesting for everything else? Why are we not protesting for the sake of our future generations? Why are we not getting organized and being intentional with everything? All of these, quote, conspiracies are becoming realities. They are blatantly telling us everything, and we're just on autopilot to a point where it just doesn't even fade us. We're so desensitized. Like, do y'all know that Iser, y'all know, put a P in front of that. Yeah, so they asked the judge to push back the files regarding all of the data 75 years back before it would get released. So they wanted to wait a whole nother generation when we're all long gone, when the next generation won't even care about it, to release the truth. And they have done this throughout history. This has been their pattern. Have y'all know, like, think about all the declassified CIA files and stuff. That's from like 40, 50 years ago. So they put it out there. It's like, yeah, this, you know. And it's just like, the general public doesn't really even care enough to even do anything about it, to look into it. It's just like, it's nothing. All y'all care about is that almighty dollar. It's really not much I can say. There's a lot I can do, but even that will be in vain. Y'all have let the people that have actually stood up for what's right, that have really tried to provoke a change, y'all have let them be subjected to gang stalking and COINTELPRO, and you know, they always try to flip it and say, yeah, this person was a pedophile or something like that. I'm not saying every case the person wasn't a pedophile, but yeah, they always try to find something on somebody's past just to throw them in jail if they're a threat to the system. Anybody that's a threat to the system is just like, as soon as they get murdered, it's not even a big deal. Like, oh, Julian Assange going to jail. It's just like nobody even cared about it. Like, what these people risk to make a change, to get the truth out. So I will not. Yes, it's a tough battle. Like, you're essentially dying in vain if you do anything at this point. But at the same time, it's not in vain because I'm doing it for the sake of my humanity. I'm doing it with the purest intention. So, I'm going to leave it at that. Yeah. Like, share, subscribe. Woo! I hope that her story struck a chord within you. I hope it inspired you. I hope that you think before you act. And I hope that you act before you even have the chance to think, just because you know what is right.